And away we go.
And this is episode 16, part 2.
Yep.
And this is Trump court rulings and backlash.
Local government.
Well, it gets complicated, but the bottom line is that I don't know how many of there have been numerous, and by numerous I mean dozens, if not hundreds, of since Trump started back in January, court appeals against things that Trump has been doing. And okay, let me just insert the necessary qualification. Before the recent Supreme Court change, you could do that and it would kind of stick. But now they basically said that if there's an objection to something that he's doing, you have to have multiple court orders from lower courts throughout the country in order to have any effective protection against what he's doing in whatever area that is, which is nuts, but we just need to keep that in mind. But
for certain things.
Yeah, for certain things anyways. Several other things, and then I'll kick it back over to Steve. Trump has largely been ignoring what the courts have been doing. But that doesn't mean that what they're doing is irrelevant or unuseful, or that we should just like say, oh, it's not. It doesn't mean anything. It does mean something, but he's going to push through it as much as he can, and we need to recognize that as well.
So basically, we talked in the first segment about Trump's continuing drive towards cruelty and fascism and stupidity, and now here's some of the backlash coming from federal courts and some of the local jurisdictions and state governors and local mayors in Illinois and Chicago. Pritzker, the mayor of Chicago as well. Let me just see, so there was a recent found that President did not have legal right to impose certain tariffs by declaring a national emergency.
Which, if that actually takes any effect, is going to be one of the more profound ones, if it does, right. Which is kind of...
So basically they're saying that he can't impose these tariffs. Now, some of them have already gone through.
A lot of them have already
But I just want to say something. This is going back to the introduction. In what you said, he's ignoring these rulings, right? In every case almost. Who's going to stop him? Who is going to stop him if he physically doesn't get stopped? They already let Musk and his team into these federal agencies unannounced, and why were they not physically stopped? I don't know where
well,
they can get all the rulings they want, they can have all this stuff, but unless they literally say, no, my National Guard is going up against your federal troops, I don't know where this is going. I don't know where this is going.
And in the case of the tariffs, I don't think that we're going to get what we want, which would be, that things get reversed or stopped or whatever. But hypothetically, if they did, we've got countries that have already decided they're not going to work with it. They're not going to trade with us anymore.
Well, and
they're not going to come running back to us just because this flips over. I mean, even if it does, which it's very uncertain.
We've created so much animosity and resentment for this stupid, back-ass, ignorant, ghoul country to vote this man in, that we're going to be paying for this for decades. We're never going to get over this bullshit we pulled here on the world. So, the tariffs, they're saying this is not right. This is illegal. So the mayor of Chicago signed an executive order directing the city to resist immigration raids from the federal government. Now, I'm not sure exactly what the details are, and we talked about this last week. So it looks like it's a little more substantial in the resistance than I thought, as far as them just saying, hey, look, we're not going to circumvent the Constitution. It looks like they've taken it a step further, and they might be I'm not sure. I'm going to have to look that up, but it looks like what they're trying to do now is say, look, we're going to actually make it more difficult for you to do what you're doing. More than or less than, not just getting, not just allowing you to circumvent the Constitution and the courts, but we're going to start impeding in some way, shape, or form. And then federal appeals court has blocked the administration from ending legal protections for 600,000 Venezuelans. So they want to block protections for 600,000 Venezuelans that are here legally at this point, trying to go through the process, right? And once again, this goes back to, well, we just wanted the criminals. Like, what? When he said he was going to deport 20 million people, did you think there's 20 million fucking criminals? Did you think that all these people are just overstaying, are here not trying to go through a process or doing something? You freaking morons. No. And Kamala said, what are you going to do? Get a Gestapo out there and round them up? And he's like, oh, we're going to get the criminal. These are bad hombres. No. You're just rounding fucking people up. You just got to get Gestapo going. So now the president's administration is facing legal challenge, temporarily halted the expansion of deportation for detained immigrants. Right. So they, once again, this is them trying to circumvent the constitutional rights, due process, and all these other things, and the judges are saying no. But we've said it. Who's going to stop? If they keep doing this, who is going to stop ICE? They're coming in and doing this stuff, and nobody's protecting the community and the society and citizens from ICE, which is basically, brown shirts running around doing whatever the hell they want.
Only worse, because brown shirts weren't wearing masks. I mean, at least they knew who they were. Right.
So, and this is going to go on and on and on until somebody actually, there's going to have to be resistance. And what that entails, we're going to have to come up with some stuff because this can't go on like this. So, those are just some examples that I could pull up in the last week, of these court rulings and this backlash from the courts and from local officials. And, it started in LA and then DC, of course, for like you said last week, for obvious reasons. It's the nation's capital. And then it's going to be Chicago, and then it'll be some other major city, and then eventually any Detroit probably, or anything where there's a majority of, people that are, minorities.
Immigrants and or Democrats.
And minorities.
Yeah.
Which is every major city. So, yeah, he's attacking crime. But if you look statistically at where the crime is at,
he's not hitting any of those cities.
No, he's not hitting those cities. It's in the rural poverty suburbs. They have far more crime per capita than any major city. So if you're going after crime, you'd be going after some town in the south, or probably less than 1 million people, a couple 100,000 people, right? It's way more crime per capita, way more violent crime, and that's all because of poverty. Because they basically pulled all the industry out of there, and all these people are broke. It's got nothing to do with color. It just has to do with freaking poverty. So, yeah, I mean, is there anything else you want to add to that? I just wanted to
I'm pretty sure that if there's anything else that I have to add about it, we've talked about it in another
ad nauseum in some other
video. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't every week we just keep repeating ourselves with some new developments. And usually the new developments are reminiscent of some old development, which is some court saying, dude, you can't fucking do this, or him saying something so outrageously stupid, or appointing somebody stupid, or somebody who's been appointed doing something stupid. And it's just going to go on and on and on, But we'll have more, every week we'll have more bullshit to fucking throw out here to prove the point that this guy's a fucking lunatic. And to my last point, he's a fascist fucking pig, and he's destroying the country, and he's going to take us all down with him.